I just want to do a quick video, and I'm asking a rhetorical question. What the hell is wrong with German leadership? So I was watching a DW News interview, or actually it was just a round table, and Ben Hodges was on there, and there were several others. There was one German, I believe it was a Ukrainian lady, and then the host. But so I heard German politicians who are in Schultz's political party calling for a freeze in the conflict. I have a real problem with that. First thing, if there's a freeze in the conflict, it will allow Russia to build up their military again. It will allow them to build missiles, stockpile, and possibly even build more artillery systems, like stockpile shit, so they can just keep on, so they can just go back to attacking Ukraine. That's the first thing. Second thing, how could you trust Putin? They tried having, negotiating with Putin in the early stages of the war to evacuate civilians. And what happened? Putin and the Russians shelled civilians as they was trying to flee. And the whole purpose of the actual agreement was to get civilians out. So you can't trust Putin. You can't trust a dictator. You can't trust any kind of country like Russia or Hungary, or I could even say China and Turkey. I don't even trust Turkey, honestly. I don't think Turkey's a good actor in Europe. But the biggest problem I have with this and the conflict in general is a lot of the reason why Ukraine is in the position they're in is because of Europe itself. Europe watched. First off, when they made the agreement with Ukraine to get rid of their nukes, they basically, had agreements with Russia. Like I said, you can't trust Russia, but the West took Russia's, word, and that was wrong, and it was to the detriment of Ukraine. That's the first thing. Second thing, they seen when Putin came to power, when he bombed apartments in Moscow and blamed it on terrorists. He basically he faked terrorist attacks to get support to actually get elected and to go into Chechnya and just commit war crimes in Chechnya. So he committed war crimes in Chechnya. He broke international law when he went into Georgia in 2008. The Europeans and the West as a whole, including the United States, did nothing. They did nothing except for buy more oil and become more cozy with Russia. And then after they went into Ukraine in 2014, Barack Obama, which mostly I supported, did nothing for Ukraine. And that right there is the black mark on his administration. He did nothing to help Ukraine. And that is the only black mark that he has on, in my opinion, that whole administration, except for the fact that he negotiated too much with Republicans, which he really had no choice. They was just trying to destroy him the whole time, but that's getting off topic. But they knew that they couldn't trust Putin. They knew they couldn't trust Russia. And they just kept relying more and more on Russian oil. And even after 2014, they increased their purchases of natural gas and crude oil. And it's not only Germany, it's pretty much the vast majority of Europe that did this. So the West is at fault for the position that Ukraine's in. And they're at fault for Ukraine losing territory and losing troops and equipment. at the rate they are right now. Because it's the same thing with climate change. We're trying just to do enough to say we're doing something. But you're not doing enough to fix the problem. You're not doing enough to help Ukraine win. And not only that, they also put restrictions on Ukraine hitting Russia in Russia with the West the equipment that the West provides Ukraine. That's absolutely bullshit. They are basically tying one of Ukraine's hands behind their back and telling them to clap. They're not going to be able to defeat Russia until they can use the West's weapons to hit, air bases in Russia. Just like Mercado on Mercado Media was talking about, they know when Russian bombers are taking off in Russia. They get an alert in Ukraine that them bombers are taking off, so they can, warn their citizens when there may be an airstrike. And if they know when they're going to take off, they have the ability to take out them aircraft. They know where they are. So there's so many things wrong with the whole situation. Ukraine is in a bad position, and there should be no freezing the conflict. The West needs to give Ukraine everything they need. The U.S. needs to give them more Bradleys. They need to give them more Abrams tanks. And they need to give them some F-16s. The U.S. needs to give them 100 Abrams tanks, 100 Bradleys, and 100 fucking F-16s. That's what they need to do. We got F-16s and we got all that equipment that we don't even use because, it's basically in mothballs, like it's in storage. We got a ton of that stuff that we probably will never use. And they also need to get ATACMS. They need to get long-range ATACMS so they can take out the bridge, the Kerch Bridge. So the U.S. has the ability to give Ukraine enough to destroy Russia ourselves and not even hurt our stocks. Because we got so much equipment that we have that's basically damn near obsolete. And, we could give them so much equipment and we wouldn't even miss it. Because the only thing we would do is just replace it with newer stuff, which we are already doing anyway. A lot of them ATACMS missiles are coming to the end of their service life, and we'll have to. And a lot of this equipment is getting to the end of its service life, and we're going to have to pay our taxpayer dollars to dispose and dismantle this stuff. It would save us money to actually give it to Ukraine. I mean, it's not like. I mean, it takes billions of dollars to decommission all the equipment that goes out, goes obsolete, in our opinion, because it's not obsolete in a lot of the world. But sorry, baby. Sorry, baby. I had to get the tick off of you. But that's all I'm going to go into, though. I'm just quite aggravating hearing all that malarkey and acting like you can trust Russia. It's very annoying. And thank you for watching. Hope somebody finds this interesting. And I think I need to write start a campaign to write a letter to Joe Biden, because I think he's doing a lot of the right things when it comes to Ukraine, but I don't think he's going far enough, and he has the ability. So we need to pressure Joe Biden, and we need to pressure the Republicans to pass the Ukraine funding bill. So, but that's all I'm going to say, though. I thank you for watching. Have a nice evening. Cherish your family, like and subscribe. Take care, and goodbye.